Hello, everyone, and a huge welcome back to my English diary. Okay, so today we are going on a really exciting journey. We're tracking down the ultimate secret to perfect English grammar. Now, if you're someone who gets stressed out about making mistakes, and trust me, we've all been there, this explainer is going to completely change how you think about language. Let's dive right in. I'm just so happy you're hanging out with us today, because here at My English Diary, our whole goal is learning English in a way that feels clear, completely natural, and, well, actually fun. So whether you're at an intermediate level right now, or you're just looking to build up some confidence when you speak, you are absolutely in the right place. Okay, so let's kick things off with a pretty funny question. Have you ever seen one of those internet memes where someone takes a totally normal noun and just turns it into an action? Like, picture a photo of a super tired person, and the text says, "I can't human today, I just want a cat." Did you catch that? They are literally using the nouns human and cat as verbs. So, what do you think? Is a sentence like that grammatically correct? Does it break all the rules? Well, let's figure it out. You know, what's really fascinating here is the massive gap between those strict textbook rules we all learned and how real people actually communicate online every single day. Usually, if we want to check the rules of English, we go straight to the dictionary, right? Well, unfortunately for our meme, neither human nor cat are listed as verbs anywhere in the dictionary. Because of that, a traditional teacher might look at this and say, nope, that's completely wrong. They might even argue that without those strict rules holding everything together, language would just collapse into total chaos. But hey, hold on just a second. Let's think about the number 102. If you grab a huge dictionary right now and search for 102, you're not going to find it. You won't find 103 or 104, or honestly, almost any other number. But does that mean every single English sentence that uses a number is automatically incorrect? Well, of course not. We absolutely can't tell people to stop using numbers just because they aren't printed in a dictionary. And honestly, this points to a massive problem with how we're taught to learn. Because we get so focused on these rigid rules, most students end up leaving the classroom terrified of making mistakes. And the worst part, they become totally afraid of actually creating language. They get so worried about a teacher giving them a bad grade or correcting them that they just stop exploring. To really understand this fear of breaking the rules, we should look at a famous literary mystery from an author who basically broke every rule you could think of. Back in 1939, the famous Irish writer James Joyce published his final book, called Finnegan's Wake. Now, it took him a massive 17 years to write this beast of a book, which is about 600 pages long. And right away, a lot of literary critics called it a total masterpiece, saying it was just as important as the works of William Shakespeare. But here's where things get crazy. Finnegan's Wake is definitely not your average book. It's actually written in something called an idioglossia. That essentially means it is a personal, invented language that is totally unique to the author. Joyce took English and just mixed it up with a bunch of other languages to create entirely brand new words, rhymes, and really funny puns. He clearly wasn't checking the dictionary, he was just inventing whatever words he needed on the spot. And because he did that, experts have been arguing about this book for over 80 years now. On one side, you have people arguing it's a brilliant masterpiece filled with deep, hidden meanings. Like there's this one super long word in the book that mashes together the word thunder from dozens of different languages just to describe an old man falling off a wall. It's wild. But then on the other side, you had famous writers like Vladimir Nabokov who just called the whole thing complete meaningless nonsense. To this day, nobody really knows for sure what the main story even is. So this leads us to a really crucial question. How in the world can over 600 pages of broken grammar rules and completely invented words be celebrated as a true masterpiece of literature? I mean, how can something be considered pure genius, but also read like total nonsense? Well, figuring that out is going to bring us to our big aha moment for today. All right, this brings us to a reality that completely flips how we've understood language for thousands of years. For the longest time, everyone believed this old myth. the idea that grammar creates language. But the new reality is actually the exact opposite. Grammar only exists because human beings communicate first. The rules, they're just the result of language. They are not the magical ingredient that makes language work in the first place. Try to think about it like this. Dictionaries do not invent words. Humans do. Words only get put into a dictionary because real, everyday people, just like you and me, created them and started using them to talk to each other. A dictionary is really just a history book. It just records the things that people have already naturally created. And hey, if you're not totally convinced yet, let's think about this number right here, 7,000. Right now, today, there are approximately 7,000 different languages spoken all across the globe. And that massive number proves something absolutely amazing about how we share ideas as human beings. Because here's the reality about those 7,000 languages. The vast majority of them, they have never even been written down. They don't have dictionaries, they don't have heavy grammar books. Nobody has ever stood in a classroom and taught the rules of those languages. But does that mean they speak in pure chaos? Not at all. The people speaking those languages communicate with each other perfectly every single day. So, what is the actual secret to becoming a truly unstoppable communicator? Someone who just isn't afraid of making a mistake? It comes down to understanding this beautiful quote, "Every use of language is an act of creation." Whenever you speak, almost every single sentence you produce is totally unique. In fact, it has probably never been spoken by another human being in the entire history of the universe in that exact same way. You are definitely not some robot just repeating a list of rules. You are a creator. And because you're a creator, those rigid ideas of right and wrong really aren't the most important things anymore. You don't need a grammar referee blowing a whistle every time you speak. The absolute best way to judge your English is simply by asking, does it create meaning? Think back to our meme. If you say to a friend, "I can't human today, I just want a cat," and they understand exactly how exhausted you feel, well then your English did its job perfectly. I really want you to hold on to this lesson every time you practice. Stop being so scared of making mistakes and just keep creating. Language is this incredible, special gift that only humans have. We've been creating meaning for thousands and thousands of years, and you have that exact same power to create meaning right now, no matter what your current level is. So, I'm going to leave you with one final question to think about. How will you use your unique voice today? Seriously, don't sit around waiting for a dictionary to give you permission to speak. Get out there, connect with people, and fully embrace the beautiful art of creating meaning. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep up the amazing work, and I'll see you next time on My English Diary.